They are now perhaps among the more popular forms of transport in Metro Manila. They can be seen congregating at many of the central business districts and where call centers abound, picking up or letting down commuters looking to beat the daily traffic gridlock in the metro. We are talking about the habal-habal, or what they now want to be called, the motorcycle taxi. They may be prevalent and popular, yet to many, they are also illegal. Should this situation continue? Motoring Forum looks into this topic.
Motorcycles are now the favorite medium of mobility for the masses. They are the most affordable mode of personal transport for the Filipino and his family. And lately, because traffic congestion has gone from bad to worse to nightmarish, especially in major urban areas like Metro Manila, motorcycles are now the fastest and most convenient way to get from home to work or from any point from A to B in the crowded metropolis. Inevitably, the more entrepreneurial among Pinoy saw opportunity for profit, even a livelihood, from offering a relatively quick, reliable, and cheap mode of transport to commuters. Taxis, jeepneys, FX shuttles, and buses can get easily caught in gridlock, but motorcycles for hire could weave in and out of the most congested of streets in the city. The growing popularity of what many call the habal-habal is directly proportional to the growth in popularity of motorcycles as family transport for the masses. Something that has been noted by Transport Watch, a non-government organization advocating for what it calls inclusive mobility, or providing all Filipinos access to good, efficient, and safe transportation.
There's a lot of motorcycles here in the Philippines. In fact, there's about 14 million motorcycles and 800,000 new motorcycles that come in every single year. Based on a survey that Transport Watch conducted through SWS last March, we found out that 1 out of 3 Filipino families own a motorcycle. 50% of them use it for livelihood. And a good number of those people that use it for livelihood, on the side, use it as pamasada. No?
While popular, the motorcycle for hire, the habal-habal, is essentially an illegal mode of public transport. Government has yet to regulate their use, and all issuances of transport authorities and local government units merely call for prohibiting their use, essentially banning their operations. Makati has issued memoranda banning the habal-habal in its jurisdiction. At the fort in Taguig, signs abound warning habal-habal providers against operating in its wide streets. But that hasn't stopped individual habal-habal service providers from plying their trade, right under the noses of authorities. Go to central business districts in the metropolis and real estate developments where call centers abound, and you see long lines of helmeted motorcycle riders with ready spare helmets for would-be passengers, especially at the end and start of new work shifts. Transport innovators like Grab Bike and Angkas are working to transform the habal-habal into a legitimate mode of transport service, calling it a motorcycle taxi service, and moving away from the image of unsafe habal-habal operators, especially in rural and remote areas, who strap on wood planks on the back of motorcycles and carry from 4 to 6 passengers at a single time. Grab Bike and Angkas operate like a transport network service company, but with two-wheeled vehicles, and have been picky on signing up would-be motorcycle taxi service providers, making sure of their skills as well as aptitude for providing safe transport to commuters, and unlike the rural habal-habals, follow the one-rider, one-passenger policy mandated by law. Both have applied for authority or permit to operate as motorcycle taxi service providers with the Department of Transportation, or the DOTR, and getting inspiration at how Grab and Uber managed to come under government regulation through a new category of transport service now known as the TNVS. The two have gotten the support of Transport Watch, the motorcycle rights organization, and the riders of the Philippines.
The TNVS is not under LTO or PNP, it's under DOTR. So the application is with them actually. DOTR has the capacity to set in motion an order, much like what they did with Grab and Uber. Like we said, the Grab Bike and Angkas, ang sinusunod nila yung national law, one rider, one passenger. So that's where we that's where we draw the line. We separate it from habal-habal. Kasi ang habal-habal walang limitation eh.
Both Transport Watch and the Motorcycle Rights Organization believe that a well-regulated motorcycle taxi service would be a boon to commuters, providing safe and reliable mode of transport not too much affected by traffic congestion.
So motorcycle taxis is essentially a professionalized and safer form of habal-habal, right? So basically, with motorcycle taxis, we want to make sure that everyone has insurance. We want to make sure that there's accountability. Meron kang hahabulin pag na-aksidente. And not everyone is able to ride a motorcycle. And in fact, even more people are not able to put a passenger in the back. So we really need to make sure that every single person that will use the motorcycle for hire to transport people has the necessary skill set and has gone through all the proper safety training.
Supporters of government regulation of motorcycle taxis include those in Congress, believe this can be fast-tracked by a mere amendment of DOTR circulars that put into place the TNVS, which among others allowed four-wheeled units registered as private vehicles to provide public transport to commuters.
So ang ina-apply nila is masama sila dun sa TNVS. Yung motorcycle na kahit privately owned, basta applied through TNVS siya, dun siya papasok. So to us, it's just making it legal through changing one sentence in all of the laws. Yan yung hina-highlight ni Attorney Inton, former LTFRB board member. So if we can do it with Grab and Uber, we can also do it with the motorcycle, provided that the government set a regulation, a standard, and a stringent measure wherein naproprotektahan natin yung passenger.
In hearings held last June, Congressman directed the DOTR to fast-track efforts to legitimize motorcycle taxi service operations, even giving them 30 days to do it. However, the 30 days passed without anything coming out of the DOTR, so the Transport Watch has decided to start a campaign to get people to sign a petition to get things moving again.
That petition basically is asking Congressman Costello to do another committee hearing and ask DOTR on what happened already to the situation.
Transport Watch and motorcycle groups understand that those opposed to the operation of motorcycle taxis cite safety as their main argument against it. But this, they said, could be easily answered.
Well, their main position is safety. But our counter position to that, we believe first that's a very flawed argument. There's a lot more motorcycles that are coming in. People are using motorcycles for hire regardless, and we need to make sure that it's regulated. If you drive it underground, all the more it's going to be unsafe for the riding community. This is an issue in enforcement. We can't enforce all of these, habal-habals in the streets. So it's making it very unsafe for the commuting public. So what we need to do is make sure that we're able to regulate them. We're able to make sure that these people, have accountability, and also they're trained to carry passengers.
Yes, it's always a question of safety. But who is safer? An untrained rider or a professional rider? So, in their operation, ang pinakita nila sa amin na number, which nakita naman ho namin, and based on reports, out of the million na na-serve nila, dun sa months na nag-operate sila, their accident ratio is by 0.00004%, and minor accident lang from one incident.
Proponents maintain that the benefits of government regulation of motorcycle taxi operations should outweigh arguments against it.
We hope na the government can regulate motorcycle taxis. We all agree that this is an efficient and alternative means for transportation. This will help solve the congestion in the streets, or one of the solutions. Not all, but a part of it. But and we need this. This is giving jobs to millions of Filipinos. everyone can train to become a motorcycle driver, and they become their own boss, and this is a means of entrepreneurship. So it will not only decongest, it will not only improve the quality of life of commuters, decongest traffic, but it'll also be a source of new livelihood for our Filipino people.
There seems to be compelling reasons for transportation authorities to legalize this mode of transport that is now helping a lot of commuters get to work on time. There is perhaps a need for transport authorities to recognize that the motorcycle taxi is already a good-sized component of the transportation network in Metro Manila, and that the best way to ensure the safety of commuters as well as the riders offering the service and the public in general is to legalize their operations and enforce strict standards for safety and service.
I'm gonna miss you.
I'll miss you too.
So, why are you back?
I didn't want to miss you.